We're inside the Mayweather Boxing Club here with Mickey Bey. Mickey, last time we saw you was talking to you right before you fought Carlos Cardenas on, I believe, December 6th. Obviously, that went pretty well for you. Just tell us about that fight as far as, you know, I know you said that the Molina loss didn't bother you, but does it feel nice to get the taste, you know, out of your mouth of coming up in defeat instead of having an impressive victory like that?
Yeah, it was cool, you know, just to get in there and just to prove that last one was a fluke, you know. Everybody knew it was anyway, but I just like fighting and putting on shows, you know, fighting and getting victories.
Any apprehension going into that fight, coming off of a loss? I mean,
I know I ain't feel like I lost, which is crazy. I ain't feel like I lost because, you know, I won 9.5 rounds. You know, I just felt like, you know, it was lucky. In that case, it was lucky. You know, I ain't taking nothing away from Molina, but it was flat out luck, period, point blank.
So every time, you know, you're probably the most confident guy I ever talked to. I mean, inside, was there ever any doubt, any loss of confidence at all, or was that?
I was kind of mad for a while, but I'm like, I can't be mad at it, you know. This boxing, one thing about it is anything can happen in boxing, so, you know, it's over with now, so just looking for it.
Well, tell us about that fight. You got the 3rd round knockout, one of the sweetest knockouts of the year. I know I talked to you last week. You said you didn't even know what happened, but tell us what you remember about the fight itself and the closing moments.
You know, the guy was kind of tough. You know, he had heart. He was swinging for the fences, you know, especially because he probably saw my last fight. And I'm sure he was thinking, like, you know, I'm going to try to catch him or whatever. So, you know, I was on my P's and Q's and, you know, I was doing a couple combinations. They said, no, I look up, he was on the ground.
Yeah. They said you didn't even know him. It was really nice, had that left to the body and up to the head.
Right.
Something you'd worked on before, or just?
Oh, all the time. Me and Floyd work on that every day, probably 100 times a day. So for me to get a knockout with that was good.
Is that pretty common with your fight when you knock someone out, or you don't really know what you did until you go back and look?
Yeah, you never know. You might know the punch, but
because like in baseball, you know, they're like, well, I saw the curve, you know, here, but
exactly.
It's boxing a little different.
I see everything, but I didn't know what the combination was. I didn't, you know, until I actually saw the replay.
Now we know you were right on the cusp of a title shot. Coming back here that strong, from your understanding, where do you stand now as far as a title opportunity?
You know, by the early summer, by May or June, you know, we'd be back at the plate for a title. I'll probably get one more fight just to, you know, one more TV fight just to, you know, put on a little show. After the next one in February, we fight for a title.
So you're looking in February to fight again?
Yeah, February.
Any idea who it'll be yet, or just?
I'm not sure yet. No, not sure.
All right. Well, what would be a perfect 2014 for Mickey Bey? How, you know, walk me through it. How does it go?
Fight 4 times and 3 of them title fights. Title defenses, so title fights.
Capturing it and defending it twice?
Yeah, big fights, you know, maybe unification fight, you know, whatever they're, you know, do a poll. Whoever the fans want to see me fight.
All right, we'll do that. Over here, we got your brother Cortez. He was on that same card as you. He hadn't fought in a while. What was it like having your brother back in the ring?
Cool. You know, actually, the fights were so far apart. I came early, watched him fight, went back to the hotel room, chilled out for a minute, and came back. But he looked sharp, you know, especially for not being in. He fought a bigger opponent with a good record, you know. The guy was a good fighter, so, you know, he looked good. He looked sharp. He didn't look like he was off that long.
So where do you think he's at as far as, you know, he seemed to think, you know,
stay busy. You know, he gonna probably fight every month, you know, so at the end of the year, he'll probably be on, or the end of the summer, he'll be on TV fighting.
What's it like fighting with your brother in the card? Are you well, first of all, are you more nervous for him than you are for you?
I'm cool because with myself, you know, I can control what I do, and me getting, you know, you always more worried for your sibling.
Is it distracting in any way? You know, I mean, it's cool having him on the card with you, but in a way when you're maybe a little bit your focus is elsewhere, is it distracting at all to you?
Not really, because I just said, you know, I'm going to just go ahead and watch him fight. And then that's why I went back to the hotel room just to chill out, and I came back a little later. Not really, because we do it in the gym.
Do you have what do you tell him after the fight? I mean, any words of advice for him as far as you said he looked pretty sharp? Anything you saw you need to work on?
Just really just staying at it, staying focused, and just knowing that it's always something to get better at, really, until the day you retire, you know? Just like Denzel Washington said, even though he one of the best actors, he said he still got an acting coach. Because, you know, it's always something to work at. The same with Floyd, you know? Floyd is still getting better.
Our last thing, a couple questions. I want to get a little off topic here, to have a little bit of fun. You had to trade places with one celebrity. Had to. Who would it be?
Celebrity?
A well-known person, whatever.
That's a celebrity now or what?
Well, I don't know if it would be someone dead, so probably someone.
Floyd, I guess.
No, that's a cop-out. Non-boxer.
Oh, he's non-boxer.
Singer, actor, politician.
Obama, I guess, because there's a lot of stuff that I make different. You know, I change a lot of different. I do stuff different. I'm not into politics really much because politics is politics. It's dirty, but I like to be in his position.
Change some things. All right. Worst fashion trend you were ever involved in?
Myself?
Yeah, it was something you did. You go back, maybe look at an old picture and like, oh man.
Probably when I was young, you know, I used to always try to dress like Michael Jackson. Because I used to think I was him when I was little. I thought that I was the younger version of him.
You had the glove or the...
I had the glove, the little thing with all the pockets in it and everything.
All right, Mickey, thanks. Best of luck. We'll see you back in action in February and hopefully a title this year.
Yep.
Thanks.